Okay. Welcome to Best Day Yet with me, Connor Hill. And what are we going to be doing in this call? As we do in all podcasts with Best Day Yet, we really just look at what's going to create today as the best day yet, and tomorrow is the best day yet when we get there. And hopefully, yesterday was the best day you had at the time until today. So today, I actually have with me Vishnu Priya. Hello, Vishnu.
Hello, Connor. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.
Yay. And I can hear you this time.
That's so beautiful. How wonderful our planet is. We can hear each other.
Isn't that nice? I often think of, what if we were doing COVID during a time when we still had to do snail mail and like actually write letters and be like, maybe I'll hear from that person in 3 months.
Yes. Internet makes it all possible. How beautiful that is.
Yes. So Vishnu, I personally actually would like to talk, well, for everybody else out there that is listening today, Vishnu and I are going to be talking about money and possibilities today. And what I would actually really like to know from Vishnu is just more about her project that she has going on called 0 Point Healing.
You
Do
got
I have
cut a
that correct?
little bit. So, did you ask what was before healing?
0 Point, is that right?
Yes, okay. So you got cut, so I did
Okay.
not get the full statement.
Oh,
Yes. So
oh,
my 0 point healing is like a web directory that I created for holistic healing practitioners in general, regardless of what modality it is. So as I kind of said, when I got started, I'm personally certified in 5 to 6 different modalities. And I was like, it's interesting for me to know. I wonder how many more modalities exists on our planet. And I thought how nice it would be to have all of us in one place. So I created this thing. And then it kind of surprised me. I started getting messages every day from holistic healing practitioners. Vishnu, you don't have my modality on your system. Can you please add it? And then I'm adding and adding. Today it is like 50 to 60 modalities. So I was like, wow, how many more can there be? So that is one of my creations, the web directory. But in my kind of personal business, I love to call myself money consciousness facilitator because I just love this thing called money. So
hmm
I have multiple kind of businesses. Zero Point School, maybe we did not discuss about it. So the school basically is like an online school for teenagers, where all of this kind of different books, let's say the Access Consciousness and many other kind of modality books that we are kind of teaching for the teenagers. So those are like my three pillars, I should say now.
That's so cool. So tell me more about this online thing with teenagers.
Yes, so that is the 0 Point School. So that is my one of the recent creations. We are going live with the students Feb of 2021, but we kind of started off with adults, providing some classes for adults now, this kind of time period. So we have few kind of facilitators. You can maybe call them teachers of the school, getting together. And what happens in the school is I'm kind of trying new stuff rather than, let's say, our normal schools where we go sit in the class and kind of hear our teachers teach us. Instead, in this kind of online school, if you are a student, you choose what book you want to learn. You take the book and you read what portion you want to learn from the book, and then you come to the class where you will be teamed with one of your other peer student, and you do kind of a presentation or teaching to the other student on what you learned from the book, and then you get shifted around, and then some other student will teach you what he or she learned. So it's like, I'm like, okay, how would the education of next century look like? And this is what came up so far. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
also in this continuous process of growing it and see what else is possible. And I actually tried it with the adults group. 10 of them joined in the first class, and all of them, with Zoom, we can do the breakout rooms where each room has two
Uh-huh.
people, and then each
Uh-huh.
of them kind of does presentations to each other, teaching
Uh-huh.
what they have learned and what we call the learning by teaching pedagogy. So that is this kind of a creation I've done with the zeropointschool.com is the address, web address.
Very cool. Oh my God. So do you have more that you'd like to say about that right now, or
I think we are good. That's the kind of thing it
okay.
is. And if anybody is kind of interested to see this kind of new education system, if you want to call it, you can go to zeropointschool.com.
All right. Well, I have questions and I'm not even exactly sure what they are yet, but I'm glad to hear that you're doing something like that. That's just amazing. And it makes me realize, yeah, if hopefully there are more and more people doing things like that out there in the world. So what
Yes.
else
So
would you
that
like to talk about today, Miss Vishnu?
money.
Okay.
Yes. So money is my favorite topic. Whatever we want to kind of talk about that, let's contribute to our viewers there.
Mhm. So what would you like to say about money?
Sure. So
What
my
actually, what would you like everyone to know about money? Like what makes you so happy about dealing with money? What do you love about it? And
Wow,
why is
that's
that
a
your favorite topic?
fantastic question. Maybe I have to kind of give you a little bit of personal history why I like the
Mhm.
topic. So, in
Yeah.
my entire life, this lifetime, if I had one problem, it was the money problem. Other than that, I have never had any other, relationship or health issues or anything else that, normal people go through. For me,
Yeah.
it has only been this thing called money. And I was
Yeah.
kind of thinking, I have a money problem. I have to get this fixed. Why is this money thing never coming to me? All of that. So, but before I became a holistic healing practitioner, I think money was kind of easily flowing. But as soon as I become a holistic healing practitioner, I had all of these kind of limitations, weird money beliefs that, oh, I'm not supposed to charge money from my clients. Oh, this is healing. It's so spiritual in nature.
Mhm.
And please, no money.
And you're kind of like, and people are like, you should charge nothing for that. You're like, well, I mean, I do have to use a computer, and like, we're in a place, and all of this stuff costs money. So how the f are we gonna make this work?
And I think it's not even others. It was my own cooked up stories that I was subscribing to, where I was
Yeah,
not ready to receive, even people are ready to give me.
yeah.
Um, and things kind of changed a little bit as I went through different modalities. And I think it's kind of access consciousness that finally came to me and said, you stupid, can't you just accept money?
I like how you put that. I wasn't gonna say it, but I'm glad you were the first.
Yes, I did really hear that. I'm like, oh, I see. Maybe I should accept money. But, anyways, and I love the book, Money Isn't the Problem, You Are, where I was subscribing to the money problem. And then I got to know, oh, it is me who's the problem here. It's not the money. And I love the book that says, oh, you're not willing to receive. That's the problem. It's not the money which is the problem. So there my kind of relationship with money got a little shifted and changed, and I was this person who loves reading books, and I was going through so many different books on money. And then I landed upon this book, which is Love Money, Money Loves You is the title of the book. It's written by Sarah McCrum, not related to Access Consciousness. It's somebody else that I got from Amazon. And it was interesting to see that she has, the automatic writing or channeling, whatever you call it as, she has channeled the consciousness of money itself. So it's like the money talking to us in the book. And I read the first page of the book and I went like, oh wow, the first page of the book says like, I am light. I am energy. Just love me and I will come to you. So the money is talking to us, telling those words. And it's like, interesting, I'm going to read it. And then I read it. I was like, there's so much more kind of I got from there,
Kind
additional
of
to
like kind of like if money was your best lover you've ever had, sort of a thing.
exactly, exactly. It is like that. And after the book, literally, it became my BFF, if you want to call it that way. The
That's
money.
cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
So that's the kind of shift that I had when it came to money. What was your traveling path, if you would like, if you want to talk a bit of money about money?
You know, it's like really like probably one of my most favorite statements about money. Like you talked about what you get from books, and it was like in the How to Become Money workbook, I the line of, you know, well, the question of what is money, and then the line of some of you think money is cars, some of you think money is houses, some of you think money is a number in your bank account, but what is money? And so it's like, and one of the things that with access consciousness, like the thing that Gary always asks people to do, if you're working with access and you receive a class for free because you're working the class, like include that in your financial, how much you received for the month or for the year. Like what a lot of people do is they go, oh, I only received $200 today, blah. And they don't look at what else they received. Um, Probably like for me, like when I first started doing access consciousness and I was asking for more money, and I was like, I would like to make $120,000 a year. Well, I didn't make $120,000 a year, but what showed up within 6 months was I was making $70,000 a year, and then on top of that, I was making $50,000 in my hotels were being paid for, my meals were being paid for, my flights were being paid for. So I had that money inflow as well. So it's like it's that's probably one of my favorite things. And then one of my other favorite things would be is from my point of view, what I like see in the world is like like you talked about with just being willing to have money, have it show up, like it wants to be with you and you're allowing it to come into your life. Like, what if everybody had that as a reality? Would anybody work for somebody that was mean to them? Would anybody take a job that raped or destroyed the planet? Would anybody take a job that raped or destroyed other people? And some people would because that's what they desire to do. But how many people on the planet right now are allowing themselves to get like energetically or physically, like actually like raped and abused so that they can receive money? And I'm like, so how many things do people do across the planet that they don't want to do because they think they need to do it in order to get the money that they think that they need? And if all of
Yes.
that, like, and so I wish that we could just give, you know, everybody the ability and willingness to have money and know that they can make it and they don't have to do things that they don't want to do, or they don't have to destroy the planet in order to get money. But I don't think there's a lot of people out there, I shouldn't say I don't think, but there's a lot of people out there that don't care. So the people that do, I'd like whatever it takes for them to become aware of whatever they need to or can become aware of that gives them a greater sense of ease with money so they don't have to do the things they don't want to do.
Yes, absolutely. And And again, going back to, most of what you're saying is very much in relationship to, what the kind of book taught me as well. And it said,
Yeah.
it's your enjoyment, it's your happiness that
Yeah.
allows you to bring more money into your life. So if you
Yeah.
are working on dead end jobs, no wonder why you're losing jobs. People all around the world, and they kind of say it's pandemic why they lose the job, it's the other economical reasons. But
Yeah.
that's not true. The true reason
Yeah.
why people are losing jobs all around the world is because they don't like or love that job.
Yeah.
And
And
nobody
like,
would want to.
yeah, and like you said, it's like you read books, you went out looking for something to give you a change, and you found a book called whatever you said it was called, Acts of Consciousness of Money or something, and that gave you a sense of greater ease with money, and you went out and you
You got stuck? Connor, can you hear me? I can't hear you. Yes, I
Oh
can hear.
no. Oh,
I
okay.
can see you
Did
now.
we? Okay, good.
Yeah, you froze
Apparently,
for
I
for a minute there. Not
apparently
a problem.
yeah. Apparently, I got excited and I broke the system.
Yes, you
Um,
did.
yeah. So, I was saying I'm really excited. I like whatever whatever it is that gives you a sense of greater ease with money. Search for that. Like ask
Uh-huh.
for it to show up, and it will.
Yes, and I was like, so for me, the important thing I think that kind of shifted as well was where it spoke about the money blocks. All of us, especially in my community of the holistic healing practitioners that I was usually in touch with, all of them have this huge thing called money blocks. Something is blocking me from money. What are my money blocks? Is kind of the question that I think a lot of us who have the money problem kind of ask.
Oh
And
my God. Go
sorry.
ahead. I know why we called this call money and possibilities. So keep going.
Yes, of course. So it looks like, so maybe there's a contribution to our viewers here. The book says, okay, so there is three type of money blocks that you might have. Number one is you're not requesting for money. So I imagine, after I read the book, I imagine money as my spiritual accountant that sits next to me and keeps recording everything that I think, that I say. So now, when I am not requesting for money, how would money show up, right? If I'm saying, no, I can't have money, I can't receive money, obviously that a block. So money says that's the first block, that you're not requesting for money. And if you're requesting in a way which says, I want more money, I want $1,000, I need $1,000, whatever, these two words, need and want, creates the wantingness. Can you hear
Yeah.
me? And
Yes.
creates the neediness, meaning if every time you say, I want more money, I want,
I lack of it. Yeah.
money
Oh no, I
literally
lost you.
needs to send you. Yes, are we good?
Yep.
Okay, so money needs to send you more bills so you can pay that much more money. So the
Hmm.
wantingness, I think this goes, hand in hand with what we are learning from Access Consciousness as well, where they say, I don't want more money, right? The more we say it,
Yeah.
it gets easier.
Well, well, the definition of the word want is to lack. So,
Exactly, exactly. Perfect. Instead, what money says that you need to kind of, the way you put a request is by saying, I am going to have $1,000 today. I am going to have $10,000 income this month. So when you put it into I'm going to have or I will have, that places the right request, and then money can kind of show up in your life. So that's the
ah,
kind. Uh-huh. So it makes sense, right? If we tune into the energy of the statement, I'm going to have, there is, so much lightness with it when we compare it to I want more money. So that's the first thing. The second block money talks about is once I said, let's say I'm telling I'm going to have $1,000 today. And as soon as that's a request, the minute I say that word, it is recorded, and it is now the duty of money to deliver me that. Money is this thing that kind of takes in orders and then fulfills all of your orders. If you want, you can imagine it that way. So the second block money talks about is once you have placed the order, when I say I'm going to have $1,000 today, and then all through the day I keep thinking, oh, how will money show up? What would it, I can't afford that. I don't deserve it. I'm not worthy of it. Who is going to give me money today? All of this personal conversations that's going inside of our heads are creating contradictory requests, and therefore money doesn't get delivered. So that's the kind of second type of blocks. And then the third one is, once we place the order and then money starts showing up, and then we start thinking, we go into this overwhelm mode. We are like, oh, there is so much clients that I have to attend, or there is so much work that I am having to do. And then kind of the order again place gets blocked. So those are the kind of three blocks money talk spoke about. And even that first one, the wantingness or the needy stuff, I think that itself created a huge change in my life, how I approach money.
Cool. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Vishnu. That is all the time we actually have for today. So I'm super glad for everybody here listening, and I'm so glad for you coming and being on my show, Vishnu.
Thank you so much.
And if you guys want to check out Vishnu, you go to
Vishnu,
zeropointhealing.com or
my personal website, which is vishnupriyaaristo.com, where I actually have something called Unlimited Money Program, where I combine all of that together and kind of offer that to my clients. So if anybody wants to kind of come in and check that out, you go to myfullname.com. I know it's a little weird name, so that's vishnupriyaaristo.com.
all right. Thank you so much, Vishnu. This has been another episode of Best Day Yet.
Thank you.